Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black and standing tall at 6 feet 5 inches. He weighs 235 pounds. His professional record, 22 victories, including 18 knockouts with only 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, here is Derrick, call it like you see it, Jefferson. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing green trimmed with gold. He stands 6 feet 3 and weighs 230 pounds. His professional record, 19 victories with 14 knockouts and only 2 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, from Moscow, Russia, presenting Oleg Maskaev.
Gentlemen, we went over the rules. I want a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Best of luck to both of you. Touch them up.
Jefferson effectively changed pace. His co-trainer, Bill Miller, says, "We'll see when the bell rings and the punches fly."
Well, I don't think he can change with so much, but I do think he's going to slow down because his image is strictly that of a fighter who fights too fast, and more so than even being depicted or classified as a boxer or a puncher. When everyone mentions Derrick Jefferson, oh, that's the guy that throws so many punches that he knocks himself out or almost runs out of gas.
Crowd pleaser, though. His other image is that he threw the biggest punch in the division in several years with that left hook that knocked out Maurice Harris last year.
Well, I think also the fact that he has so much confidence in himself. You know, he's really never lost an amateur fight, and professionally, really, in his mind, never lost a professional fight. He knocked himself out, so to say. And I think that's a big factor. He probably has a lot of confidence, and he's been fairly active, which is unusual for most of the heavyweights today. It's really strange that the champion, Lennox Lewis, has been more active than most of the contenders. He's one of the few that's been busy.
Right hand by Maskaev. Jefferson goes down. Perfect counter in close.
Short right hand.
5, 6.
Jefferson came out working with the jab. He's got a longer, quicker left hand. Maskaev timed him perfectly with the right.
And he still doesn't have his legs.
He still doesn't have his legs under him. That's a problem. I don't know if that's the leg that was hurt, but he doesn't have the experience, I don't think, to hold on.
Maskaev tries the uppercut. Jefferson's trying to fight his way out of this.
Well, the bell rang and the fists are flying.
Well, it seems like he has more of a problem with his leg. I don't know if it's a nerve that was hurt.
His left leg appears stiff, whether there's a nerve in there from that punch or something happened in the way he fell. It's hard to say. As you can see in close, he's trying to swing it loose, almost like it's asleep.
Yeah, he's trying to get his nerves back in it. I don't think it's so much he's hurt as much as his legs is started.
Well, the left leg is the one that was shattered by a bullet.
That's correct.
Years ago, when he had an incident in a convenience store in Detroit, there's a guy serving hard time for attempted murder for having shot Derrick Jefferson and his brother in an argument over a quarter for candy years ago, and he's still bothered by the left foot and in serious trouble here. Maskaev just taking his time and trying to land another right hand. Just missed with a big one that might have put the thing to rest.
Well, if he can't get his legs or whatever's wrong with his legs back together, the fight's not going to be able to go its limit.
Limit? I'm thinking another round.
It's amazing that he's able to finish up this round, it seems.
Hard left hook by Jefferson. He's showing some courage in there.
Step back, step back, step back.
It's almost like he's shuffling with the left leg.
But even among all that, he's still punching with a lot of power.
I wonder if he twisted it when he went down or...
Break, break. Step back, step back.
He is clearly hobbled on the left leg. Jefferson trying to fight on one leg, and he lands a good right hand after the bell, after Maskaev was able to pull his right hand.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens between rounds.
I don't know if this fight can go on.
That's the doctor.
Where's it hurting? I'm not going to stop it. I just want to know. Where's hurting? You're limping. Why are you limping? Huh? Why are you limping?
I'm straight.
Huh? You're at a disadvantage if you can't walk. All right, there'll be other fights. If you can't walk,
what he should do is get off
if he's limping,
off the stool and try to
it puts
move
him at a
around and get some
disadvantage.
kind of feeling back in the leg, if that's possible.
You hear me? Huh? We don't want to stop this fight. We got to do some fight now. All right. Keep your hands up. Got hit with the right hand because your hands were up.
There doesn't appear to be anything that's broken, but there obviously is something strained, and he rolled over on his left leg, and perhaps it's a knee or an ankle.
Yeah, he fell awkwardly on the left leg and then rolled over. You heard the discussion with Dr. Dominic Coletta. You can see that Jefferson wants to keep going.
Break, let him out, break, listen up. Okay, second time. Step back, get in the neutral corner, get in the neutral corner. That's the second time you hit on the break, okay? Listen up, all right?
Young referee Michael Ortega with the warning to Jefferson about hitting on the break. Hard right hand again by Maskaev. And Jefferson up in a hurry. He's obviously angry about this.
5, 6, 7. Hey, come here, walk to me, walk to me. You all right?
Both times, Jefferson was coming with a left hook. Maskaev stepped in and hit him with the right.
Well, it ain't going to go 12, so Derrick Jefferson's going to let it all hang out and see if he can score a miracle knockout that'll bail him out of these circumstances.
It's definitely going to have to be a miracle, but he does have the punching power to do that. The thing that's interesting, I don't think the leg is going to get much better as the fight goes on.
No, but he's starting to put weight on it anyway.
No,
Now, he's going to have to put weight on the front foot to throw the left hook.
but you're still dealing with heavyweights, but the short right hand of Maskaev seems to be with or without the leg. He's shooting a short right hand, and it seemingly is landing because Jefferson is shooting a longer punch.
Well, and as Rockman can attest, Maskaev can crack with the right
He
hand.
punches very good with that little short right hand, and I think that's a factor, and I can't take away from his short punching more so than just concentrating on the leg.
Maskaev knocked out Rockman with a right hand that was broken and required surgery and 3 pins after the fight. He had broken it in the 4th round, knocked out Rockman in the 8th. Ortega warning now about holding behind the head. This is a gutty showing by Derrick Jefferson. He's been down twice. He obviously hurt his left leg on the first knockdown, but he's trying to hang in there and score a miracle knockout while he waits to see if Maskaev can knock him out with the right hand.
Okay, basically right now, Jefferson is doing very well, the best that he can, but the short right hand of Maskaev still seems to be a big factor because he's shooting it much shorter than Jefferson. And in this case here, Jefferson seemed to have regained some of his rhythm or coordination in his leg, but I don't think it's going to be enough to make it through the fight. I think eventually they're going to have to stop the fight between rounds probably, because all he's going to do is get caught with a good punch sooner or later, just a matter of time. Maskaev is too good of a fighter to be fighting at with a handicap, particularly one of that magnitude.
That's right. It's like hunting a bear with one hand.
Big right hand by Jefferson, and he makes it through the 2nd round.
Feel. Huh? You gonna get back in this fight? Huh?
It's your knee, isn't it?
Leave this fight. Jab your way in. You can't just walk in.
Is it your knee, Derrick?
Yeah.
Is it your knee that's bothering you?
Keep your hands up. You want to get back in this fight, you got to do something to stop this man. Yeah? All right. Right. Behind now.
Once again, the right hand inside. Maskaev has a way of turning away inside to give himself leverage. Emmanuel.
Yes, he does. He has a tremendous amount of power that he gathered from short punches, and I think that's probably still from his experience in amateur. So he's fighting one of the better fights that I've seen him fight tonight.
That's a great observation, Larry. You saw the way Maskaev leaned back from the waist to give himself room to generate power with the right hand.
Well, we've called Jefferson the Gaddy of the heavyweight division, and he's going to really have to pull off a Gaddy here to survive or hope to win.
And it's strange. Maskaev is basically concentrating on the short 1-2. just as I had expected. And Jefferson is fighting as good a fight as he can, but
big right hand by Jefferson. Maskaev momentarily wobbled here. Jefferson looking to pour it on.
I've never been to East Detroit, Manuel, but I feel like I am now.
Well, this is typical of people that come from the east side of Detroit. You know, they will fight until there's nothing left. In this case, this is the perfect situation that he's in. But I tell you what, Jefferson is not going down without a good fight.
Boy, that's for sure.
But I tell you what, it's still hard to get away from this short right hand on Maskaev, and he's concentrating on it. He's not just throwing it reckless. He's really concentrating and picking his punches very carefully.
Step back, step back.
Now Ortega has warned Jefferson twice for hitting on the break. That time he let him get away with it.
And I think all of the warnings, even if they took the round away from him, that's the short punches again.
Maskaev hurts Jefferson this time with a left hook. Jefferson trying to bomb him out with a right hand.
Jefferson's punches are just wider and Maskaev is shorter. So when they get in a certain area, Maskaev has definitely the advantage. Jefferson has an advantage when they're at a certain zone, but when they get close, Maskaev is much more effective with short punches.
Well, Jefferson's going to have to do it with the right hand because the left leg is bothering him so badly. There's no way he'll be able to put the normal power on the left hook.
No,
he can't put weight on his front foot.
He's going to have to try to move in close and land a short right hand if he can himself. Other than that, the fight's not going to go much longer.
You know, I've never seen anything like this, Emmanuel. You've been around for 100 years also. I've never seen a fighter fighting on a leg and a half.
Well, Hill McKenty once defended his world championship, and he had cramps in his right leg, I think, and he went 3 rounds basically by laying on the ropes for the most part. But in this case here, Jefferson hasn't had that much experience, and I don't think he can do some of those things that more experienced fighters could do. Considering everything, it's very interesting.
Break out, step back, step back, step back.
Well, certainly it doesn't appear possible Jefferson could win a decision this way. He's got to try to knock Maskaev out, and that's what he's trying to do, is set up one big right-hand shot. It's a hope at best.
Well, Maskaev seems to see the punches coming also. Whenever Jefferson does punch, he seems to see the punches because they're long punches. Jefferson, based on the leg situation, he has to stumble in when he throws a punch. He cannot step in and shoot crisp punches.
He threw a left hook.
I got news for you. I gave that round to Jefferson.
Sit back. Sorry, bub, but I could see it better. Okay, come here.
This guy can't take it in the body. Don't stand up so tall. Bend down a little bit and work both hands to the body, then come to the head. Okay? Got me?
Deep breath. Stay still.
All right, there's a right hand by Jefferson. Another one driving him back. Later in the round, Maskaev had his way on the inside, but this is certainly a courageous performance by Derrick Jefferson. And if anyone ever had an excuse should he lose, he's got one.
The last time I saw something this courageous in the ring, Rafael Ruelas fought with a broken arm for 2 rounds against Jeff Franklin several years ago. One of the most difficult things we ever watched, Larry.
Was it Rafael? It was his brother, I thought.
Oh, it's Gabe. That's right. It was Gabe. Yeah, it was Gabe.
Work out, let's go.
Harold, how do you have it scored?
Okay, Jim. 29-26, 2 rounds to 1. Oleg Maskaev. And I tell you, Jim, in a 10-round fight, it's not going to be easy for Jefferson to catch up. Certainly, you got to give Maskaev an extra point in rounds 1 and 2 for the knockdowns.
Big left hook for Jefferson as Maskaev came in.
Jefferson is fighting the best that he can, but I don't see he can go much longer with this condition right here. Not with a quality fighter such as Maskaev.
Step back clean.
Because even when he misses a punch, it seems to hurt him as much as more so, because he's losing his balance, and every time he loses his balance, it hurts his leg even more.
Jefferson missed with an uppercut. Maskaev setting up a straight right hand. Big right from underneath by Jefferson. And a left and a right.
Break. Step back, step back, step back, step back.
Maskaev hadn't really had time to follow Bob Jackson's instruction about going to the body. They'd been too busy trading shots upstairs. 2 more right hands for Maskaev, and Jefferson comes back with a left hook.
Yeah. Considering everything, this is still a very interesting fight. Jefferson, in addition to having a leg problem, he's in with a guy who's hitting him with solid punches, and he's still fighting back, basically off of one leg.
It's still competitive.
Very competitive.
Break. Step back, step back, step back. Let him out, let him out, let him out. Step back, step back.
And if you notice between rounds, when the doctor is asking what is the exact problem, he never will even admit to the need.
And Michael Ortega is going to stop the fight as the obvious look of pain on Derrick Jefferson's face betrays the difficulty he's experiencing, and so for safety's sake, Ortega brings an end to it, ruling that Jefferson must wait to fight again. I don't know if the camera angle showed you. I think I was watching it live in the ring. But as Jefferson rolled toward us along the ropes, he was grimacing in extreme pain. It looked like whatever had happened to the leg was getting worse.
It was getting worse. Just moving around, even missing a punch, moving back to the corner, everything was painful. And it's not going to get any better as the fight progresses.
Another win for Oleg Maskaev. Maskaev's only losses in his career were to Oliver McCall early. They put him in against McCall in his 7th professional fight too soon, and he got caught by McCall in the first round. And then later, he went 11 rounds before losing on a knockout to David Tua in a fight in which Maskaev was giving as good as he was getting from Tua. So since then, he's done nothing but win, and he has the wins now over Rockman and Jefferson, which stamp him as a potential contender. How would Maskaev do against Lennox Lewis?
Maskaev is always going to be a threat for anyone because he's consistent, solid and consistent. I think that Lennox's physical size would probably be too much, but he still is a serious contender.
Down there, you know, I just tried to stay in, man. They decided I had enough. I was gonna get him eventually. You know, hey, I mean, I fight to the end. I still had something left.
Well, we'll talk to you in a moment.
Courageous effort by Derrick Jefferson, and you heard him there saying, I was going to get him eventually. But instead, it becomes a victory for Maskaev, and let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Because of a severe ankle sprain suffered by Derrick Jefferson, referee Michael Ortega had to step in and call a halt to this bout. Jefferson unable to continue. The winner by technical knockout, Oleg Maskaev. The official time, round number 4, 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Folks, a round of applause for Derrick Jefferson from Detroit, Michigan.
Story of the fight. In round 1, Oleg Maskaev landed a short right hand inside, and as Derrick Jefferson went down, he landed awkwardly on his left leg. From that point, Jefferson hopped and danced and one-legged his way around the ring as he courageously tried to stay in the fight, trading shots over the top with Maskaev the whole time. And in round 3, he was knocked down in round 1. He came out and fought and traded shots and was knocked down again in round 2. A disgruntled Jefferson, and it was Maskaev's right hand against Jefferson's right hand from that point forward as the big swinger from Detroit, hobbling around on one leg, tried to land a home run blow that would rescue the fight for him. But in the 4th, after Maskaev landed a couple more right hands, Jefferson grimaced like that as he moved along the ropes, and referee Michael Ortega, not wanting to see Jefferson take any unwarranted damage while obviously injured in the ring, intelligently stopped the fight. So Maskaev landed 78 out of 192 by CompuBox numbers. Jefferson 62 out of 154 for 40%. Not bad on one leg under the circumstances. The scores were 30-25, 29-25, and 30-26, all in favor of Maskaev at the time of the stoppage. And let's go up to Larry Merchant now with the winner.
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Oleg. Was it your plan in this fight to throw your right hand after he threw that big left hook? Because you did it over and over and over.
First of all, I want to say thanks to the Lord. Nobody got hurt. And yeah, and when he stepped in, he was wide open for my right hand, and I felt that. I felt that very good. And I throw my right hand, I got him.
All right, speaking of nobody getting hurt, he obviously was hurt in the first round when he got up and he was hobbling. Did you still feel he was dangerous? Was it difficult for you to figure out what to do about it?
I want to give him a credit now to Derrick. He got up and he continued fight, very strong. And
was it a little confusing for you to figure out what to do against this hobbling opponent?
I knew that I was going to get him sooner or later, but I was looking that way, for the openings, and I want him throw a couple of left hooks and pay him attention to my left hook, and then throw right hand again.
All right, now you've won 2 fights on stoppages in the last several months. What is your goal now? Who would you like to fight next?
I will fight, I have a promoter, my manager Steve Trunov, and promoter Cedric Kushner. If they're gonna give me a big shot, I'll get that shot.
And if not?
If not, I'm gonna continue step by step, go up.
Thank you very much, Oleg. Congratulations again. Jim?
All right, thank you, Larry. How unusual is Oleg Maskaev among heavyweight boxers? Yesterday we asked him what he thought of Derrick Jefferson, expecting to hear something about Jefferson's jab or his right hand or something like that. And Maskaev said, well, first of all, I want to say that he's a very nice guy and a true gentleman. So that's the kind of competitor Maskaev is. We'll be back to talk with Emmanuel about this fight in just a moment. Larry standing by with Derrick Jefferson.
All right, Jim. All right, Derrick, normally we would offer condolences when you lose a fight, but I guess there's some congratulations in there for going on beyond the call of duty. What happened when you went down on the first knockdown?
He caught me with a nice right hand, I went down, I kind of twisted my ankle, but I don't make no excuses. I learned to fight, play, do whatever with one leg. Yeah, I twisted my ankle right there, and I would just have one leg, and I was just going to beat him on that one leg. He was going to give up if they would let the fight go on. I was determined to stay in there because he was getting tired. He was going to mess up. I wasn't going down. And my other leg, I was going to fight to the end. It's a tough break. He's a strong fighter.
Do you think that in some way he didn't know how to attack you because of the leg problem and that you were jumping right back in his face?
I was hitting him with some nice shots, and he was scared to come in there with a man. One man on one leg, any animal hurt is very dangerous. And I was very dangerous when I knew I had one leg. I was going to catch him.
All right, so you weren't trying to pace yourself after that happened. You were you knew that you had to take him out.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go at him. I was going to let everything spill out after that. It wasn't no use me trying to pace myself with one leg. He was just basically had to dislocate my neck because I wasn't going to quit. I was going to get up, as you see. He went with some hell of a shots. Got right back up, went back, same Derrick Jefferson. If they give me another shot, y'all going to see the same heart, the same fighter. It's kind of disappointing to go out on the sprained ankle, I don't even know how you can get a sprained ankle in boxing. Ain't that something?
Did you have sprained ankles as a basketball player?
All the time, but I was going up for a dunk. And it's just got knocked down, but I'm gonna get back in the gym. If they HBO want to see me, they know they're gonna get a hell of a fight. They know I ain't staying on the canvas. I'm getting up with one leg, one arm. I'm gonna throw back from the old school. If they wouldn't have stopped it, I was gonna go the whole 10 with one leg. And they would have been like, you know what, that Derrick Jefferson, he's a hell of a guy.
You are a hell of a guy, Derrick. Jim?
Just spit it right in there, don't worry about it. Drop your hands, be sharp, change your angle. Give him that, hey, come on. And snap your punch.
So you saw the